It was on the beach at the age of 13 where God gave me a vision of me preaching on the beach. I didn't know what that looked like at all. I thought I was going to be a missionary to Africa. And so what happened was, when I was 21 years old, I had the opportunity to come to America. And one night, Pastor Larry Stocksdale said, if you want to go deeper with Christ, come forward.
I want to live abandoned. I want to live abandoned. I want to be wholly devoted to you. I want to live abandoned.
And now in every church that I'd been in, people had told me and affirmed the great calling on my life.
Throughout all that time of us serving, Donovan kept getting these evangelistic prophecies. People would tell him, you're called to be an evangelist, you're called to spread the gospel through evangelism, and I believed that, like he was a salesman for Jesus.
And so I came forward, and there were like 20 people up there, and he prayed over everyone, and he came back to me and he said, Donovan, I don't need to tell you about the great calling on your life, but what I need to tell you is you can accept the calling on your life, or you can choose to run away from it. And if you do, it's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. It's not going to let you go.
I had actually attended a church, and this lady preached about how you need to pray that when you can serve the Lord better, married than single, then to bring you a life partner. And I remember going home that night and just repenting and telling the Lord that I was so sorry, it was all about me, and that really it was about serving Him better. And Donovan and I met like a week later.
Take us back to our first love. Take us back to our first love. In the time we encountered you. Take us back to our first love. Take us back to our
When God called my wife and I to ministry, she was working admin and I was working as a student pastor. Well, what happened was, during prayer and fasting after 6 years of church planning, God told us that it was time to get out of the boat.
I really had this strong desire for us to serve together, but there was never an opportunity really for us to be together. We did do youth ministry together, but again, I still mainly took a more supportive role. And so when we came to Surfside, and the idea was even that we could serve here together, it was like it was like the wall fell down, and something that God had planned before we were ever created was there.
And while we were here, we got to meet Jeremy and Cindy, who were the owners. They came in the night that we were leaving, and it was like a bond was formed between the two of us. That could only be God. And they were like, man, with your ministry and your admin, you guys would be great working here. And so we took a leap of faith. We said we needed a job. God provided that for me. We sold our house. We moved away from Mississippi and we came down to Florida. And God has been so faithful to us while we've been down here.
Where we homeschool, where we eat, where we spend time together, watch movies, is literally the heart of where the students get to come and see. And so if we can imagine that 50% of the world is a broken home, and that the churches coming here is a vast majority that have never seen a family operating in love, a family just serving together, being together, doing daily activities together. We clean together, we eat together, we worship together, we teach together. Benjamin works the store, Bethany cleans the walls. And they love on the kids, and the kids love on them. And so it's been awesome to see that it's all a part of it. And our kids aren't just hearing sermons, they're seeing their parents spread the gospel, love on people.
follow.
the harvest is there, you know, the workers are few. And so we just feel it's critical. If the statistics say that 94% of believers knew the Lord before they turned the age of 18. And that's about, most of the students that come here are between the ages of 13 and 18. Creating a ministry that didn't already exist. It already existed. We're just kind of putting a package to it, if you will. But the Lord had already birthed all of that in us, had already put all of that in us. It's our unique gifts and talents already put together. And we've done that no matter where we've gone, no matter what ministry we've served under, you know, no matter where the Lord has had us. That will transcend beyond Surfside, beyond our time here. And that's what I'm most excited about in the future.
Once you've really and truly experienced God, you realize how little you actually know. And once you think you know God's love, you get to realize you don't know God's love at all. Once you start experiencing it.
And for me and for Donovan, I think what we feel like we can share is the love of Christ, and that's going to fill those voids, and when they go home, they take that with them.
God's got a big light, and you know what? If God lives inside of you, the big light should be shining. He's a big God, and I want them to know how precious they are to Him, and how much they mean to Him, and how important they are to Him, how much He loves them.